Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. A different setting today for episode 143. We've got the tier list out as we'll be ranking all the Premier League home kits for the 23-24 season. Now, before we get into today's podcast, we would like to issue a like target for a first time. If we hit 10 likes on this episode, we will redo this next week, but with away and third kit. So go and smash that like button, people. Should we start in alphabetical order? Well, actually, firstly, I want to ask, what do you look for in a home shirt? Because obviously there's slightly different things you look for in a home and an away shirt. What do you look for in a home shirt, in a home Premier League kit?
Ooh, I like that question. I look, for me, the home, because the away kit, the third kit's away you go a little bit snazzy. You style it up, you go different colours. Home kit for me is all about identity and neatness. I want to see your club's colours. I want to see your club's very clear crest. Be proud of yourselves. Be proud of where you're from and your colours. And I agree. Yeah, because sometimes you see people try and spice it up, or they change their colours for their home kit for 1 year. Don't do that. Stick traditional, original. That's what I like. Yeah,
fair enough. I think I follow the same sort of thinking. It's got to be meaningful. It's got to follow the same sort of design pattern. So if you look like West Ham, for example, over the last 5 years, their kits look so different every single time. I think there needs to be some difference between the kits, but not completely different designs. Like West Ham can't decide what they're doing with their kit. Shall we start with Arsenal then? The first team, obviously, in the alphabetical order of the Premier League. Arsenal's kit is quite good this year. Shall we start? Well, firstly, their 22-23 kit, very nice. 23-24, though. What are our first initial thoughts upon seeing this?
I do like the kit. For me, as non-Arsenal fans, I do find it quite funny, the fact that it has gold hints to it.
That's actually to celebrate the Invincibles.
Yeah, definitely Invincibles, that one.
That's planned for the start of the season, mate.
But it's exactly what I just spoke about. It's identity. It's the iconic Arsenal red and white. It has the gold to represent the Invincibles. Definitely not the fact they thought they were going to be champions.
I like the gold detailing and I like the badge in gold. My only criticism of the badge is that having it all in gold does sort of lose the identity of the Arsenal badge.
It does.
But that's not too bad. I think the Emirates really works. That ties in nice with this kit. It's quite synonymous now with Arsenal shirts. It's been their kit supplier for the last, kit sponsor for the last few seasons, and I think it really works. It says everything about the club. I don't like, if you look around the collar, there will be some pictures on screen, right, for people watching. I really don't like the red bit. I want the white to continue up to the actual collar. Like there's a circle of red going around, and the sleeve sort of stops there. I don't really know why. And then it goes to red. Not a fan. I want the sleeve to continue all the way up. Bit nitpicky though. Overall, very solid kit. Looking at our tier list then, where are we sort of looking with this one then?
I was thinking A.
Yeah?
Start us off pretty strong with an A.
I think it could definitely get shoved up to S.
Maybe, we'll see.
I think for now, we'll stick Gabriel Jesus in his Arsenal shirt right there.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Aston Villa. For me, I know it's been spoken about a lot, but the Aston Villa, Burnley and West Ham shirts are the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to be swapped. Like Aston Villa should be the West Ham kit, right?
Yeah.
And the West Ham one should be the Burnley one, the Burnley one should be the Villa one.
Yeah, I think so.
So it feels weird.
Even taking this shirt on its own, the random claret line that cuts on the shoulder that splits up the two blue segments is silly. The new badge is horrific.
I think that really ruins it.
It is an awful badge. New sponsor as well.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Is not a nice sponsor. That yellow 8 really doesn't suit the kit either.
But it would if they use more of the yellow. Yellow is one of Villa's accent colours, but they just don't use it, and they've taken it pretty much all out of the badge now. It's just on the text.
It's a really poor kit.
I'll be honest, I'm not a fan. I don't hate it. It's not like worst kits I've ever seen. Probably quite basic. I think C works.
On the overall, it's stuck with the claret and blue, but the badge isn't great, the sponsor isn't great, and the random claret line isn't great either.
No. Doesn't tie in nicely for me. Also, it goes without saying, guys, if you are listening on Spotify, this is probably more one for the visual ones, but we will try and explain everything as we go along. I know this is quite a visual podcast.
And we'll run through the tier list at the end.
Of course. So if you do kind of struggle to understand, apologies. We will try and explain everything as we go along. AFC Bournemouth then, obviously into their second Premier League season now. They've gone for quite an interesting design. I actually quite like this. don't mind it. The red seems more prominent this year. I feel like the black seems more prominent this year. Usually the red is more prominent. This year, the black stripes seem more prominent. The one thing I can't get on board with is the different size of lines. The black lines are the same size, the red lines are the same size, but the black aren't the same size as the red. So that annoys me, but that's a little nitpicky. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
but I want
my
solid
only explanation
sort of
for that is because if you look at the badge and the kit make, they fit perfectly on the black solid line.
I don't like that though. Or do we? I don't know. It feels like the ball almost fits too perfectly there. I don't know.
I don't mind the sponsor, it's a nice size and that, but the yellow also doesn't go with the ball.
No, and the fact it's Daffabet, I'm not a fan of any betting sponsor. It immediately knocks it down a tier. I don't know. I feel like there's some elements that are really nice. I think this shirt, collars may not be the biggest.
Collar last year. I don't know. It just looks really different to Bournemouth's kit last year, but what's different about red and black stripes?
Yeah, I feel like there's more stripes this year.
Yeah,
it's a lot more stripy. I think last year they toned down the stripes a little.
It's given me more Manchester City third kit last year, and I rated that pretty poorly.
Exactly that. For me, this with a collar, call it a retro vibe. Everyone loves it. It's a little bit basic. It's a little bit basic. So I don't know. It's probably better than the Villa shirt. I would say. I don't know.
Go B.
You can't really go wrong with stripes. No, but for whatever reason, this just doesn't work.
It's that classic. It does still have the classic Bournemouth values of the red and white stripes. Yeah. It still carries their club name and their club heritage with them. So.
Yeah. Up next, Brentford. Now, the picture on the Premier League app actually covers most of the shirt, but if we look at it from this picture, then the one on the Premier League app, it's added black this year. What are our thoughts on that?
It goes with the betting sponsor, which I'm not on board with, but it does go with the sponsor as a whole. So we forget it's a betting sponsor. It goes with it nicely. They have been sponsored by Hollywood Bets for a while now.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
It isn't great. For me, they've added a load of black this year. So they've got the fade at the gradient at the bottom of the shirt. That is so pointless. But it does feel like it ties in the red and the white. The red and white can get lost into the shorts, I feel. But when it has a little bit of black at the bottom there, I think it ties it in a bit nicer.
Yeah.
Because it just sort of gradients it out. I don't know. It doesn't scream Brentford though. It feels like they're trying to do too much with the home shirt.
I mean, for me, I'll talk about identity in that. For a team that didn't end a B, I don't see anything that represents a B on this shirt apart from the badge.
Well, why would you stick a... You could do like little B detail or something,
like
but I don't know.
Yellow bits. Add some yellow.
Would red, white and yellow work?
Yeah, I love it.
That sounds vile.
Doesn't scream identity. I don't it's black, not what we're used to.
For me, the black ruins it. The black, either you've got to implement it loads and have like black sleeves or something. And I think that could work really nicely. You've got the red and white stripes with black sleeves. That could work nicely with black shorts as well. Yeah. But just throwing it in, like there's a bit on the collar, there's a little bit on the sleeves, like on the inside.
Yeah.
Why? I
don't
get it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I just don't get it. I think this is possibly worse than the Villa kit.
Yeah. I'd say same tier. I said same tier for now.
Put it behind Villa just because of that glory.
We're not very positive about these early
No, it's rubbish.
It would show. Up next, though, and it's Brighton. I don't think this is too bad. I think the only thing that lets us down is the stupid Nike new way of doing their collar, where it's sort of like...
The shoulder pads.
The shoulder bits.
It's like they're wearing shoulder pads of a different colour.
Yeah.
It's silly.
But it's the same on the away kit, you see, because Nike seem to be making kits now where like the bottom part, you have the bottom part and then you've got like an over-the-top sleeve thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know why they've got to be different colours, just stripes all the way up.
Again, identity. It's the blue and white of Brighton, lovely seaside lace. The American Express sponsor fits in nicely, and I like how it separates the lines.
It works nicely.
It does work nicely. So if we forget that they're wearing American blue shoulder pads,
that's a nice sponsor. Good company. Don't think they've done any dodgy stuff recently.
I'm glad they haven't put the sponsor over any lines as well, because that would look stupid.
Unless they did a little white outline on the words, that could work quite nicely. Something like that.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice kit. I think we put it with our other stripy friends in B with Bournemouth.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I think it's not like flying up anywhere. But
I'd put it ahead of Bournemouth purely on the fact that Bournemouth was sponsored by Daffabet.
And because you want to give me more work with the editing. No, yeah, there we go. Bournemouth up in B tier then, just ahead of Bournemouth. Brighton up in BT. I just said a ball. Up next, we have Burnley, who have gone for a bit of a classic look here. We've got a nice little collar on the shirt, light blue sleeves, of course, as well. This is a West Ham kit, but if we put that aside...
You can't go wrong with a classic claret and blue Burnley shirt.
No, I don't think you can. I think I quite like the collar.
Yeah.
I think that ties in nicely. Don't really know what's going on in the middle of the collar, though. It feels like they put the collar on and then gone, what do we do now? With like the middle of the shirt, just above.
If you look at the looking at the collar folded, it makes a bit more sense. But it's all right. It's all right. I do not mind it. But
is there a button on that?
No.
So what is going on here? I
don't really know. There's nothing to write home about, really.
No.
It's kind of just your bang average Burnley shirt with a collar on it.
I don't hate it though. I definitely don't hate it. I think it works, ties in quite nicely. I think that works quite nicely. I also think the sponsor works really well. They've got that same gold that's on the badge. They've got, and that works quite well. The sizing, the spacing. I think that ties in really nicely. It's not fighting Arsenal. It's probably making B tier in between Brighton and Bournemouth, I would say. It's a fine kit, and Nathan Redmond looks sensational modelling it.
Brilliant.
But it's not tearing up trees for me. Where would you put it?
I'd put it at the bottom of B.
Bottom of B, behind Bournemouth? Okay. You know what, I'll back it. Nathan Redmond's in his Burnley shirt. Can get in there. Up next, we have the new Chelsea shirt. Ben Chilwell sporting it there. I don't hate it. And I know you're going to probably slag it off now, but go on.
No, the first part I want to make is this is a hard one to judge as it doesn't have a sponsor yet.
Well, should we judge it as sponsorless? Is a sponsorless shirt better than a non-sponsor shirt? Or, no, because I think it looks so empty.
That's what
it's weird, isn't it?
It looks stupid. It honestly, without a sponsor, it looks like they just put the Chelsea badge on a blue t-shirt.
I still think it works, but... I don't know. I feel like the sponsor's part now of football.
I can't give a proper opinion without a sponsor. It is just a plain blue shirt.
It would be like having an F1 car with no sponsors on it. Imagine that'd just be so strange. I think if it's a retro thing, like remember back to Chelsea's retro shirt for the FA Cup. I think 2 years ago now, 2021, we ran a retro kit in a game for that. That really worked. So maybe you could say, "Oh, this is retro. It's 90s, lovely," but. Does look weird without a sponsor. In terms of the actual style then, I don't mind the all blue with the gold bits under the arms, I think, and a white. You've got a white, what's it called? On the bottom of the sleeves, what are they called? No, I know, but there's a specific thing that's going to annoy me. Anyway, they've got white there on the bottom of the sleeves. That really works, I think. And then obviously a little bit of gold on the shirt in places, under the armpits.
I just think without a sponsor, it's not a football shirt.
I really like it. I love the fluorescent logo. I think that really works. The fluorescent logos for the Chelsea and the Nike. I really like that. Where are you going here?
I honestly, I've got to put it C.
C?
It's a blue shirt with a Chelsea badge on it.
This is next to Arsenal.
No, you can't. Right? No.
Such a nice shirt.
I am not giving a shirt without a sponsor. A tier.
Why?
Because it's a shirt. That is honestly.
And
I could buy that in like some market in Turkey if I went on holiday.
No, you couldn't.
Some off-brand kit that they're trying to sell me for about 200.
For me, I really like it. I can't remember the Turkish currency. No. Yeah, no, I rate it. So if we're gonna have to come to a compromise, B tier.
Bottom of B.
Bottom of B. Fine. I'm not buzzing about it.
If it had a sponsor, I'd put...
B tier's getting filled up quickly, yeah?
If it had a sponsor, I'd put a top of B, maybe in A, but I can't give a shit out of sponsor of that.
Right, Crystal Palace. Now, this kit has divided opinion.
I love it.
I was going to say,
absolutely
I'm a big fan of this.
The colours are really mixed together. The design looks like Spider-Man. It is brilliant. I was meant to look like Palace, but it looks like Spider-Man.
It does look a bit like Spider-Man. I think it really works. My biggest thing is the collar. Why do they have the white thing go like half and then just stop? Why doesn't the white collar go all the way around?
I think that white collar is the thing that stops it being S tier.
I think it still might be up there, but yeah, I think for me, you can't say this is better than the Arsenal shirt. I really like, by the way, the cinch. That works nicely. Yeah, the way that Macron as well.
Even the that slight white line that separates the blue and red stops for the cinch.
Yeah,
I really like that. The logos are brilliant. They all suit together. And they've made sure that the Palace blue badge on the blue side so it doesn't look out of place.
Again, though, why is the white Why is the sleeve? Why is the white going to go halfway around the sleeve?
That for me is stopping it being an S tier, but I'm very happy to put it in A tier.
And I'm not a huge fan of the Selhurst thing, but you've got to have some sort of pattern on the shirt.
No, I do like that.
I like what it represents. So
it represents the Palace, which is their name, and Spider-Man's class. So.
Spider-Man is good. Mark Gurley, they're representing Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Kit looking quite nice. Up next, we have Everton. Now, this is a really nice shirt.
Brilliant, classic, retro identity.
I mean,
screams to me Goodison, Toffees, Everton.
They might have been in contact with the makers of the Burnley kit, Umbro here, Hummel, because they look awfully similar with the collar sort of thing going on. I think this shirt does have a button though, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so like that.
And there's got a design on the collar. There's a nice little.
I was going to say on the shoulders. There's a design there. That's quite nice.
Something.
What shoulders?
No, that thing.
Is that like checkered?
No, what you on about? The arrows. They are arrows. They're arrows.
That's the Hummel thing, isn't it? The Hummel arrows. They have that on every kit. Chevrons.
Yes, that's right. Chevrons.
Hummel chevrons. That's it. Yeah, and then the nice little pattern. So they've got a white collar, nice little blue pattern on that.
Badge is outlined so it stands out.
Isn't the collar the blue on that supposed to represent like the C near Goodison, I think?
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah, nice, looks nice.
Dunno, but looks classy.
It does look
classy. This screams classy to me.
This is S2.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it S2?
It is a wonderful kit. It's a nice
shirt.
Kit.
I just...
it's the best
for
one
now. For now, Everton is an S tier. But that is gonna come down to a jury later.
We'll find out.
Up next, we have Fulham,
Rubbish.
who we're going to have serious conversations about whether Adidas need to refund anyone who buys this.
This is possibly one of the worst kits we've seen in a long time.
Okay, one, training shirt. Like, this is so basic.
I'd refuse
There's
to train
nothing
it.
going on. Why? And then, okay, we're ignoring the elephant in the room by saying that. What on earth is going on? Why is half of it so they've got the Adidas stripes on the shoulders. One, they only go to the shoulders, they don't go on the sleeves. And two, one half is red, one half is white. Why?
It's poor. It's really poor from Adidas.
Yeah.
It is really poor from Adidas.
I can't
the problem is,
understand
someone's actually thought of it about this. Because it's not just a shirt, it's not just a black and white shirt. Someone's actually sat down and wasted their time doing half stripes red, half stripes white. It's rubbish.
For me, I don't hate the fact that Fulham are trying to incorporate more red into their shirt, but that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it.
And then when you take those things off, it's just a black and white shirt.
It's not anything special. I don't hate the black detailing going down the sides of the shirt. That works quite nicely. There's a slight stripe as well, and a little button.
The red and white on the shoulders was the big thing, the main piece of the shirt. Because that's horrific.
It's horrendous.
Because it's horrendous. You take that away, you are literally left with a black and white shirt.
For me, we are looking down at a horror. We're looking at a D, I think.
I was going to say E.
I think E and F are like when you've decided to... Like, Barcelona are no longer going stripes.
Yeah.
Like, Barcelona decided to go for hoops.
Chelsea come out in green.
Yeah, they're the horror show kits. D, those very, very close.
Likes, we'll do the Liverpool away shirt and we'll see what happens then.
I don't hate it, as we're going to find out. But anyway, up next we have the Liverpool home shirt. Now this...
I have a few things with this one.
Did Nike just forget they need to make a Liverpool shirt and just go, well, that'll do?
So two things for me. I'm going to start with the posing picture. Why are Nunez and Diaz in pyjama bottoms? That's my first problem.
It's because it's a retro thing, so they've got like checkered bottoms and stuff on, I think, is the reason why that. I think it's supposed to be... This is like a 70s shirt, I think it was their whole thing.
It's so poor.
But it does what it needs to do. It's a Liverpool shirt, it's red and white.
I give it credit for that, but I could have made that.
I agree, but I think the point is it's simple.
Yeah.
That's why it works. It's supposed to be...
Clean. It is clean.
It's supposed to be for like the 70s. It's supposed to be an old football shirt before they went like wacky in the 80s and 90s and then boring from then on. It's supposed to be just simple. Like, I think it works. I think it really works.
I think it's so clean I put it bottom of A.
Yeah. I think it just works nicely.
Yeah.
It's a bit plain and, you know, while that's there now, when we get to Tottenham we might have to move it down to be fair, but yeah, for me it works. Up next, Luton Town. This is not horrible.
I like it.
I really like it.
I really like it.
As a Luton fan, I'm considering buying it. It's different. It's unique. It's out there. I've got a very similar shirt there. I think it's 2013 shirt.
It is retro.
It is. It works like that. The collar as well. Yeah. Well, there's some sort of collar thing going on there.
I like...
It's a bit like... It's like a flat collar.
Yeah. With the white strip, they've given it some foundation but not trapped it in, if you see what I mean. So one side it's got the black line so it can base it off, but then it fades into the other side. I didn't realise
Louis Vuitton was reviewing these with me. It's got some foundation, but it's not trapped.
Well, no. But if it was fully
like an art critic.
if it was fading out on both sides, it would look a little bit lost.
Yeah.
If it had thick black lines on either side of it,
breathe, but it's not restricted and it's not confined to the thin dark blue lines.
If it had those two black lines alongside of it, it would look a bit out of place.
That is a very dark blue, isn't it? That's the Luton dark blue, isn't it? Not the black.
It fits together. They used all three things nicely. The sponsor fits lovely.
The sponsor works, but it's not a sponsor. It's like...
Utility. But I like...
Life with power.
The words end as the white strip ends.
You know what they should have...
the house in the white bit.
What they should have done is either get just the house... Utility might be happy with that.
Yeah.
Just the utility. The life with power
Doesn't need
bit.
the house.
Why? I hate the house. I hate the life with power bit.
No, I think you
either get
rid of the house or just put a massive house on it.
Just a huge house.
Oh, house.
It's just the kit is now the house.
It's a massive house.
Utility would be buzzing.
I do like it though. I think it's near the top. It's not S tier.
Yeah.
I don't. As much as I think obviously the foundation and the non-trappedness of it is really dynamic, but I would put bottom of that. No, between Palace and Liverpool.
Yeah, that's better than the Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
But Palace, I think, deserve their
Palace
kudos this season.
Clean. Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly better than the last Luton shirt. I wasn't a massive fan of the Luton shirt, but it's going to be iconic because they got promoted in it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Up next, Manchester City. I really, really like this. I think people get annoyed because there's a V-neck collar and the collar sort of overlaps.
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. I think because they could just go all plain blue, but they've added some very light stripes. Some very light stripes to this shirt. I really like classic. That. I don't know why they got Mahrez to model it because he's going to be wearing green soon.
I mean, Etihad sponsor, associated that with Man City for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never going to change, is it?
Might just whack the Saudi Arabian flag on there.
Yeah, that would also help.
Yeah, that
does get minus points.
Yes.
Apart from that, it's a nice shirt.
It's a shirt befitting of champions, really, isn't it?
Was made, Paul, but yes, I like the shirt. I don't know how to put it.
The problem is we've sort of filled these tiers too much now. Because I don't think it challenges S.
No,
it's not like, that's a quality
I think
shirt.
we'll put it in B.
Yeah, but where in B?
Top. Yeah, put it top of B, but I think we need to reshuffle A, and that's A.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I thought I was doing alphabet, I forgot S.
I think we need to do a bit of reshuffling.
I think this is better than Liverpool. I think Liverpool is going down.
Yeah, down you go, load of rubbish.
And City is up to A.
Alright.
So just to confirm, City's now bottom of A and Liverpool is top of B.
Yeah.
Up next, Manchester United. A lot of United fans are big fans of this.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I feel like a United shirt with black Adidas stripes doesn't work for me.
Why are they making black their second most prominent colour in this shirt?
It works, don't get me wrong.
Like it. It's too faded. The team viewer is massive. You can see it from a mile away.
I think it should be white. I think white would be a bit more legible on the sleeves and on the collar.
Smaller.
But it is nice. It is a nice shirt. Team viewer looks fine. I think that's
too big.
Well, any smaller would look weird. It's a little logo.
Yeah.
They just look lost in the middle. I don't know. I really like it. I think the Adidas change of the logo makes it really works for this shirt. It really works for the Arsenal one as well. They've changed to a more simple logo, just the three little chevrons, three little lines rather than their name underneath that. But I really like it. I think this is it's mount modelling it actually, not sure. But for me, it's got to be. It's below City, but it's above Liverpool.
Yeah,
there's a lovely
that's a nice
space
gap there.
At the bottom of A.
Bottom of A. All right.
On to Newcastle next. Then I feel like everything's going to be in these two tiers because Newcastle, it's just another nice shirt. They've not done anything wrong. It's not offending anyone. I hate the sponsor. The sponsor's horrible.
It's the one thing that is really annoying about the shirt. It is a billboard. The main sponsor is massive, and again, we know why that's on there. The yellow sponsor on the sleeve. Again,
this is just how abhorrent that yellow sponsor is.
It's just a walking, talking billboard, and I can't get on board with a shirt that is like that.
I don't know. My Zalayu shirt from the Guatemalan First Division has like Pepsi and stuff on it. Gatorade on the sleeve. I really like it, but I think it can work.
It is a nice shirt.
I hate the yellow. It doesn't fit in with the kit. It's just a big square of yellow on the sleeve. Why are we now introducing sleeve sponsors into it? Into football? It works if they're simple, like the Manchester United one. I think works. I don't hate Rwanda Airways on or Visit Rwanda. Sorry, not Rwandan Airways. Visit Rwanda on the Arsenal kit. But I think for me, the yellow doesn't work.
It's C.
It's still a really nice shirt. It's hard to give it C.
It's a walking, talking. It's a walking, playing.
It's pretty much Bournemouth.
It's a billboard.
But they changed the red to white.
I'd put top of C.
Top of C?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not on board with this, and I think the Geordies are going to be hating you.
I don't care.
But
I wouldn't want my team playing in a billboard.
Anyway, up next we have Nottingham Forest. Now this is a shirt and a half. This is beautiful.
But
it's
the same problem with Chelsea. Where is the sponsor?
It doesn't need one.
It does.
It does not need
shirt
one.
Needs a sponsor.
This is a classy. This is a classic. This is a classy shirt. It gives me Nottingham Forest 70s vibe. This is like European Cup winning Forest. It really works. It doesn't need a sponsor. Don't overcomplicate it. This is a retro style shirt. Even if it did have a sponsor, if it's something simple, something class, if they bring a sponsor that ruins it, fair enough. But I think right now, it looks really, really nice. For me, it's S tier. Like, you don't get a better Forest shirt than this. This is like the best possible Forest shirt.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I'm happy to get on board with that.
Okay, thank you. I think just below Everton, I'm a massive fan of the Everton shirt. But I think for me, that Forest shirt is gorgeous. Up next, we have Sheffield United.
It's lazy.
Lazy?
It's lazy.
I'm a bit confused by a few elements of it. Right, so they've got the usual red and white stripes. That bit I'm fine with. But then they've got like black outline on the white, and that goes nicely into the collar. But then it just goes sort of up at the sides, but the top is red. So but the shoulders are red, so the black just sort of stops where the white does. That doesn't work.
My first problem with it is they've just gone and put 3 massive chunky stripes on it. That's lazy.
I like that.
They haven't bothered to do proper stripes.
I don't hate simple
Either
stripes.
do stripes or do block. Don't do a mix of both.
I don't hate the big stripes.
Why do the white lines carry on past the shoulders?
No, the white lines work, but what they need to do is have shoulders be black.
Yeah.
So the black lines don't just sort of stop, because they're too thin to stop.
And the problem is because what it does is it then makes the whole shoulder and arm, and so it makes all of this. Oh, I can't do that side. All of this part of the shirt look like one massive red stripe. Then the white stripe. Then the red. Then it just makes the whole arm look like one massive red stripe.
Or the white and the black has to go over the shoulder.
Yeah.
That could work, but it just sort of stops. It's like the kit stops just as soon as you get to the neck. There you go.
Yeah.
Just gets the collar bit.
And I think that's what makes it a bit lazy.
Yeah.
They've just done 3 massive stripes and then just cut it off at a certain point.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm also not a fan of the collar.
No.
It's one of those weird ones that's sort of like, why have you overcomplicated a collar? Just make it a colour. There you go. For me, it's better than the Burnley one, because the black is incorporated better. It makes sense with Sheffield United. It's better than the Villa one. It's better than the Newcastle one. I think I'd put it just below Chelsea.
Top of C.
Top of C?
It's not getting in B.
Okay.
Put it on the fact that Ollie McBurney stood on the top of a flat.
I don't know. We've got a nice picture of Yasser Larouci, their new fullback.
Oh, lovely.
There. Right, Tottenham.
I wore it in PE when I was at 6. It's just a white shirt.
I don't know, man. Like, Tottenham even... Do Nike care about Tottenham?
So the sponsor's red, which doesn't fit the kit at all.
No, that does. That really works. That pop of colour.
A white shirt.
But
it's nowhere else. If you're going to add a pop of colour...
No, you can't have red on your shirt.
Give a little red trim on the sleeve.
On the Tottenham shirt.
It's...
Might as well wear an Arsenal kit.
Well, better than wearing a white shirt.
I think... They need to do something more, because it is just a white shirt.
Even a white shirt.
Like a little bit of blue.
Honestly, all you go for a plain white shirt and carve it yourself for £3. Get a Sharpie, write AIA on it and go, yeah, it's a Tottenham shirt.
It is just a white shirt. It's not D. It is because they've not gone half red and half white. Like, they've not even mental like that. It's ahead of Brentford.
And for people who are saying, "Oh, you said it's playing like a Liverpool shirt." The Liverpool shirt had white outlines on it, a nice little white trim, and it was blocked.
To be fair, other than the collar, but I wouldn't want a dark blue collar on the Tottenham shirt. I think though, I don't really know what a Tottenham shirt is.
Is the collar a different shade of white?
I think it's just a lighting.
For me, if you get
the problem for Tottenham is they can't ever have a shirt I'm going to rate because their colour scheme
is white.
Is just white. But this is what people say. Like, I'm always, we always look at Tottenham and we criticise the fact their shirt is so boring. But no one ever looks at Real Madrid's shirt and go, that's boring.
Because they do things to it.
What are Tottenham doing wrong? They had a collar, didn't they?
You look at Real. Real had a collar. Didn't they go light blue with a sponsor and something?
The problem is
they've done gold because they win things.
The problem is Nike don't have an iconic sort of shoulder thing.
No.
Adidas have their stripes, and that looks amazing on the Real shirt. Hummel have their chevrons. Nike needs something.
Nike have those massive shoulder pads, but you can't add them to a white shirt. I mean,
look at the shirt you're wearing. That's the Nike problem.
They can't do that. They put dark blue on a Tottenham shirt like this.
It'd look horrible, wouldn't it?
It'd be the worst shirt anyone's ever seen.
They can make another monstrosity like the England shirt.
Like
a dark blue fade. This one might grow on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need something. Nike need to put some ticks or, I don't know, some wings. Whatever they want on the shoulders. They need an iconic shoulder thing. I can't write just do it on the shoulders.
Because that'd get clowned upon, especially on a Tottenham shirt.
Yeah. Just do what, mate?
Concede 6 to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Where are we putting it?
I think I've made the cap for.
Yeah, sure. In between Villa and Brentford.
Is it worse than the Villa shirt? It is.
Yes, it is.
It's just
at least Villa tried.
There you go. Richarlison's there, modelling his plain white shirt. West Ham. Originally, I was really upset. I thought this was just a bit dull. But then I noticed the bubbles on it. And I'm like, that's nice. They put bubbles on the West Ham
and the slogan for it is forever everywhere.
Yeah, why do you like that?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I spoke about the start.
I don't know. Why is that?
No, identity.
Yeah.
West Ham are bubbles. They are forever blowing bubbles.
They just came out a giant sword ball. We are bubbles.
If you ask me, if you say, what like if you gave me the word forever and said describe it in football terms, I'd say West Ham.
Yeah, the only problem is this kit is a Burnley kit, this kit is a Burnley kit.
It is,
but that's all right.
That's fine. It's a nice kit. It's clean. It's got the bubbles on it. It's West Ham. Betting sponsor brings it down a little. It's an all right t-shirt, not t-shirt, football shirt.
Yeah, it works.
Tottenham's got a t-shirt.
It works. I don't like the betting sponsor, but it's fine.
I'm glad I'm not doing the goalkeeper.
This is quite stacked.
I think we might need to move some of these down a D.
No, nothing's as bad as that. Maybe Fulham needs to go down.
Yeah, if you put Fulham down to E, it's an abomination.
That is a howler.
Then I think...
Alright. Tottenham and Brentford?
Tottenham and Brentford down a D. Because it's just a t-shirt and a really bad Brentford shirt.
Okay. Brentford's coming down with Tottenham.
Then I
think Chelsea's getting shuffled down here.
Yeah.
You know what? Villa's going down as well.
All right.
That's down to D.
We'll summarise this at the end.
I'm really not happy with Chelsea being shuffled down this low, but there we go.
Yeah.
Burnley as well, and then I'm quite happy with that distribution because I think Burnley's going in. I think
bottom B.
I even called it Burnley. Yeah. It is a Burnley kit, but I think the bubbles.
Oh, I love the bubbles.
I think the bubbles might go A.
Yeah.
A?
No. Top B.
Okay.
Sheffield, Bournemouth, Brighton, and Liverpool away.
I thought you didn't like the United shirt.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what's there. We'll get on touch on that in a minute.
Okay. Finally, Wolves. They could have gone for the Portugal kit.
Nike just don't
try.
Didn't. They did that away shirt.
Castor make this kit, of course.
Oh. So it's a Nike tick.
Nope. Castor. I don't like Castor. I think they're really bad at kits.
They were really good at the Villa shirt last year. They've completely ruined it this year.
I'm also not a massive fan of the collar. I don't know why I like the City one. Why I hate this one.
Can I look at that?
Zero concept. It's the same as the City sort of collar, but it's the same as the Newcastle one. So Villa have also been screwed up by Castor.
Why is a Castor logo on the shoulders as well? Who's ever done that?
Yeah.
So imagine have two massive Nike ticks on these shoulders.
Is it on the Newcastle ones?
Probably.
No, it's not. They've got the big yellow ones.
Oh,
Maybe Nike.
It's a really poor shirt.
Pastore, I don't like you. Stop making football kits. I don't really know. It's fine. It's so surface level though. But what do Wolves do with their kit?
Put a wolf, outline of a wolf on it.
Just a giant
That would be cool though, wouldn't it? They did a little black
hinge.
detailing, kind of just faded into the big wolf.
That could work as a third kit. Or a pattern with the... Because they've got the wolf little emblem.
Yeah.
I like the little pattern.
You can work with hexagons. Your badges are... It's definitely a hexagon, yeah.
They can make hexagons everywhere.
Exactly. There's so much they could do with it.
Yeah, they've got that's a bit of individuality in the logo. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this shirt is very surface level. Is there much of a pattern going on?
I mean, they're definitely the only team in the Premier League with a hexagon logo. So
that's what I'm saying. They can use that to their advantage. But maybe that's more of a away kit.
I think there were so many things they could have done with this shirt, and that it is a really poor shirt in its own. I'm putting it D.
No.
C. Yes.
It's
better than Newcastle. It's better. It's in between Chelsea and Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think Burnley needs to go up.
Yes.
I think Burnley goes back up to B. Sorry to future me making the graphics for this, if it could sit. Right, there we go. We'll put it on screen now as we sort of explain it. But yeah, so are we happy with everything before we run through it first and before we put it on screen? Hang on.
For once, I think I am happy.
Yeah, I think... The only thing for me could be swapping United and West Ham.
Yes.
Getting...
Why was the United shirt in there anyway?
I quite like it.
I don't.
I think it works. I think it's...
I mean, ask me, it's down there with the Tottenham shirt.
Anything else with swap?
I
think everything works. I think this is a nice list. I think there's going to be a lot of fans that aren't very happy with us because a lot of the big fan bases, like Aston Villa, like Newcastle...
Fulham will agree.
I think
Aston Villa might agree with us, though. It's not a nice shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you're an Aston Villa fan, so you can take all the flack.
No. Brentford... Again, I think they'll agree. Tottenham, no one supports Tottenham. We'll be fine.
No, that's all right.
Newcastle,
don't
come after me, but it is just a billboard. It is full of sponsors.
It's not full of sponsors. It's got 2.
Yeah, and they're all hideous.
That's the same as the Arsenal shirt, and you've not complained about that.
Because they've got a massive yellow box on the side.
And also, you hate it when they've got no sponsors. So what's the right amount of sponsors?
One that isn't massive and yellow, when on a black and white shirt, and one that isn't massive and just doesn't fit the shirt at all because you just want to get your sponsor on there.
Okay. Anyway, I think we've got a good list. So we'll put it up on screen now so you can get a closer look and, have a go at us. But, so just to run through it for everyone listening, in S tier, we have Everton and we have Nottingham Forest. 2 beautiful, beautiful retro designs. This has more that we love retro and hate sort of modern designs. Well, not hate modern designs. There are some very nice modern designs. But, yeah. In A tier, we have the new Arsenal shirt. We've got Crystal Palace. We've got Luton Town. We've got Manchester City. And we have West Ham. The Bubbles really dragging that shirt up. I think without the Bubbles, that would be fighting Fulham. No. In B tier, we've got Manchester United. We've got Liverpool. We've got Brighton. We've got Bournemouth. And we have Burnley. In C tier, we've got Chelsea, Wolves, Sheffield United and Newcastle. In D tier, we've got Aston Villa, Tottenham and Brentford. And for E tier, we've got the monstrosity which Adidas have come up with for Fulham. Hopefully, we don't see any more kits like the Fulham kit. But yeah, Fulham, they're having their club torn apart. In fact, there's a bit of a war between some of their players in Saudi. Maybe that's red as blood. Yeah. Very representative of Saudi. But anyway, we should...
every team was... we have no F tier shirts.
No, we've got no... What would be an F tier shirt from recent Prem season? I'm trying to think of a horrible home shirt that isn't Tottenham because that's just the same. Have we seen any monstrosities in the Prem recently? Can't really think of any.
No. Or even like away or like just shirts.
Well, away I can definitely think. Norwich's... away during the premise, that red and yellow thing, and they had that mobile game on the sides, like Friends and Fiends or something. I can't remember what it's called. I just remember
that was pretty full.
It was very bad. I feel like that we haven't had too many clangers in recent seasons. I feel like the Prem kit designers, they know what they're doing relatively. Whoever designed that Fulham shirt does not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be fair, the Arsenal shirt of 18-19 was pretty poor.
going to have to describe that to me.
It was the one that had like the meshy bit on the shoulders, on the arms. It was a full white block at the top that had like a meshy red bit, and then
completely
black
gone out my head.
in what's it called?
Sounds horrible from the description.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a Google now. But that does sound horrendous. Anyway, we will wrap it up here. I just need to see this Arsenal.
I think
2018 kit.
Yeah, 18-19, I think.
Oh, I don't hate it.
It's poor. It's got
that right.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture up on screen now. So
what do you think? Actually, that's a good point. Tell us your worst Premier League kits in history.
Yeah, well, yeah. Put that in the comments below. But also, if you tell us, do you disagree with our rankings? Do you think they're absolutely spot on, and we should rank more kits? And if you do, leave a like, and we'll do it next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
hit that like goal.
Yeah, hit that like goal. Smash the like button. That is everything for today, though. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.